Are you tired, frustrated, or have spent all of your money on summer sales? Fret not, my baby biscuit. Look no further than Team Fortress 2, with its newly implemented sex update with its new summer update, bringing 10 new maps for you to play on. And if you don't know where to start, grab a drink of your choice, and allow me to be your guide in this holiday-sized pack of TF2 maps. Enjoy.
Shark Pog.
Our tour begins in a small but pretty good looking dock, with an astounding view over the lighthouse. There isn't a lot where you can go though, and the map is relatively small, so both teams will end up on the point very quickly, but there are multiple ways of getting on the point, such as from this big building, where you have to walk the plank, but remember to be careful. It's even funnier the second time. But of course you can always just run past that building and not bother with the point to perform your master flanks. And overall, this map is pretty good for those who want it quick and who like the marine life, such as sharks. Seriously though, they're beautiful. Just be careful with feeding them though. You don't want to end up in their belly. I'll give this map an 8 sharks out of 10 bays. The seal map. The one that is popular among memers and SFM artists. You can always go there to get some chum buckets to feed the seal. Or if you don't have any, try getting them by killing other players. Or instead you can forfeit your mortal possessions to the gift shop. However, if you suddenly become tired of fighting, you can always take the teleporter to get to this place where engineers have set up the nests. Just rest, you know. Just be careful of snipers and pyros who may disturb you. Oh, what glorious creatures are those engineers. But overall, this map is pretty good. I am a big fan of player destruction personally. This looks like a non-Halloween version of Curse Cove in my opinion. So I give this map a 9.5 clumsies out of 10 hails. Now, even though I have never been to Venus in real life, I refuse to believe that it looks like this. The streets are like very linear, very monotonous, very bland. Also, what is this blue spawn? It looks completely out of place. It doesn't look like a ship. It looks just like some random building that was placed there, or made in Garry's Mod or Minecraft. Not only that, it's pretty hard for flank classes to do their job with such a position of their spawn. As a result of that, I wasn't able to get away from a failed backstab on the spy. As my frustration was building up, I realized that my spicicle won't be enough to stab all of those crazed gunmen and other blue teammates, so I needed a solution for this. And of course, a bigger icicle. That engineer was Uncle Dane. I am giving Venice 4 spaghettis out of 10 meatballs. Man, all of this makes me feel like an anime protagonist. I wonder where I will go next. Man, I'm surprised this map hasn't been swarmed by spy-mains yet. Other than the purple D point and the second timer for whatever reason, Sulfur truly invokes the warrior spirit, and required me to study the blade to become one of the best performing Demo Knights, which later led to one of the biggest fights of all time. Even though the urge to play Storyteller over the clips is pretty hard to resist, I might just say one or two words about the map. The design is very good. However, sometimes I felt confused when coming out of the blue gate because I was going to point B and not point A. And also, the ability for red to recap the last point is pretty interesting and a novel idea in my opinion. But other than that, the design is pretty cool, very Eastern. I give this map 8 katanas out of 10 kunais. Enjoy the rest of the fight. Look guys, while playing a map called Pelican Peak, I encountered a serious and glaring issue that I must talk about. You see, when I see a map and I read about it, I immediately assume that something's gonna be there and how it's gonna look like. And yet, on the so-called Pelican Peak, I have encountered a serious problem. You see, there are no pelicans on a Pelican Peak. How is this even possible? There are sharks on Sharkbay, there are seals on Selbyen, and yet there are no pelicans on Pelican Peak when I was promised them? Unbelievable! I'm giving this one a 0 pelicans out of 10. Man, after such a big disappointment, I hope a beautiful forest landscape with a mountain view can help to calm me down. Also, is that a payload map? I may not have played this a lot, but it reminds me of the last stage of Cold Rush, and for a good reason. A lot of points on this map feel very choky, and no matter what class you're playing, you're gonna be feeling like a Mario on the 4th of July, you know, because of a lot of pipes and rockets. Also, this is possible to happen. And while random crits are a common occurrence, it is not a good design choice if a single crit sticky is able to shut down the entire push. And while the blue team was prepared to message me that one Uncle Dane random crits video, we were just celebrating. I would give this map a 5 wood out of 10 logs. Not a bad one, but still some things that can be tweaked, I think. Hardwood? It better be. The beautiful evening atmosphere of Hardwood. The big trees. Everything looks beautiful in this attack-defend map. It's not as bad as a mountain lab or mercenary park. Some points are really good and the design is overall nice. However, there are some pretty spammable points. such as the spawn of the blue team after they have capped the second point, as you will see later in the video. But other than that, it's a really nice tonal change after the sunny Cashworks, sunny Sulfur, etc. And the map overall feels very cozy, you know, even though it's not like a house or anything and it's just another lumber mill connected to a complex of sorts. I even found myself a demo man buddy whom I dueled with for the entire match. It was pretty cool. You can always make friends in such maps, you know. Anyway, I give this map 7.5 trees out of 10 woodies. Welcome to Rotunda, a very industrial map. We got trains, we got fake snow, and of course we have everyone can find something that they like here, but I personally found myself lost in these corridors that always look the same. And the design of the map is similar to Nucleus, and I have the same issue I have with that map. As a result of my situational unawareness, I constantly wandered into enemy scouts, pyros, and in the case of Rotunda, you won't believe who, Buzz Lightyear.
You're mocking me, aren't you?
Yes, he has a secret hideout underneath the point if you didn't know. And this kept happening, and at some point I have even wandered into the red train yard, on accident of course. I've tried to sticky trap one of the doors, but then I realized I trapped the wrong door, which resulted in my swift death from Buzz Lightyear, yet again. So, if you don't want to die from Buzz Lightyear, don't come to this map. But other than that, I'm pretty sure you're gonna find an enjoyable golf experience. I give this map 6 Buzz Lightyears out of 10. From beaches, forests, and snow, we proceed into the deserty landscape of Phoenix, and immediately we can see an interesting landmark, the RV of the famous Arizonian cook,
Willy Wonka.
Let's hope he can cook us some good chocolate of all the colors. But as I kept playing this map, I started noticing similarities to Route 66 from Overwatch. I don't know if the creator took inspiration from it, but the similarities are there. From the billboard at the very first point to this area where the cars are parked. But that's not to say that the map is bad, no, there are some moments that I enjoyed. Especially the last point that was taken straight out of Revenge of the Sith, where red has the high ground and the blue has to climb it, and blue is not to be underestimated, since, you know, they have a bomb. But the map didn't really captivate me, even though there are some interesting moments. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. And finally, for our last site we have to see is CP Reckoner. Now, even though I don't play 5 CP very often, this game was full of emotions. Like after I went back to the base after seemingly undeserved kill with a Prince Sticky, I have met this man, the Rizzler. And I have decided to challenge him at a game of rock, paper, scissors. There can be only one Rizzler. But he was pretty sexy. As you could say, my snake was solid after all. But other than that, the game was pretty smooth on this map. All the passageways were really fine. I would give this map 10 bushes out of 11 sniper chests. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay.